Welcome to History with Tilda, where we bring you real stories that move your heart and stay with you forever. Today, I have a love story that starts in the most unexpected way and grows into something beautiful and enduring. It's about two people whose lives changed forever when they crossed paths. Stick with me as we dive into this heartwarming tale, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to History with Tilda for more amazing stories. This story takes place in a quiet town surrounded by fields and dusty roads. Sarah, a hardworking young woman, spent her days running a small family shop that sold fresh produce. Life had taught her to be independent. Her parents relied on her to keep things running smoothly, and she'd long since buried any dreams of romance in the day-to-day grind. One Tuesday morning, as Sarah loaded her bicycle with baskets of fruit to deliver to a nearby market, the chain snapped. Frustrated, she stood by the side of the road trying to fix it with no luck. That's when Daniel came by in his old truck, humming along to a tune on the radio. Daniel wasn't what you'd call a hero type. He was a simple mechanic with grease-stained hands and a knack for fixing anything that had wheels. When he saw Sarah struggling, he pulled over without hesitation. "Need some help?" he asked with a grin. Sarah hesitated at first. She didn't know him and she wasn't used to asking for help, but something about his kind eyes made her nod. Daniel quickly fixed the chain, and as he wiped his hands on a rag, he said, "You're good to go, but if it breaks again, just stop by my shop in town. I'll take a proper look at it." Sarah thanked him and pedaled off, not realizing how much that moment would change her life. Over the next few weeks, Sarah and Daniel kept running into each other. Sometimes it was at the market, where Daniel would stop by her stall to chat. Other times she'd see him driving through town, always with that same easy smile. One day, Sarah finally took her bicycle to Daniel's shop for a proper fix. As he worked, they started talking. Sarah told him about her family, her responsibilities, and how she dreamed of traveling one day but didn't see how it could ever happen. Daniel listened carefully, nodding as he tightened the bolts. "You know," he said, "you remind me of my mom. She worked hard every day too, but she always found time to dream. I think you should hold on to that." Sarah laughed softly. "Dreaming doesn't pay the bills, Daniel." "Maybe not," he said, "but it keeps you alive." A month later, Daniel invited Sarah to a festival in his hometown. At first, she wasn't sure if she should go. She didn't have time for distractions, and she wasn't used to letting her guard down. But her younger sister encouraged her, saying, "Sarah, sometimes you have to let life surprise you." The festival was unlike anything Sarah had experienced. There were string lights hanging from trees, music in the air, and the smell of roasted corn and grilled meat. Daniel introduced her to his friends and family, and for the first time in a long time, Sarah felt like she belonged. As the night went on, Daniel led her to a quiet spot under a tree, away from the noise. "Sarah," he said, "I don't know if I've said this before, but I really like who you are. You're strong, smart, and you make me want to be better." Sarah was caught off guard. She wasn't used to compliments, especially ones that felt so genuine. "Thank you," she said softly, "but I'm not sure I'm looking for anything serious right now." "I get that," Daniel replied, "but I hope we can keep spending time together. No pressure, just two people figuring things out." Over time, Sarah and Daniel grew closer. He started helping out at her shop on his days off, repairing carts for customers, and bringing a lightness to Sarah's busy days. She, in turn, encouraged him to expand his little mechanic shop into something bigger. One day, as they sat on the porch of her family's house, Daniel looked at her and said, "Sarah, you've changed the way I see the world. You make me want to dream bigger, not just for myself, but for us." Sarah smiled, her eyes misty. "Daniel, I've spent so long thinking I had to do everything alone, but you've shown me that it's okay to lean on someone else." When Daniel proposed, it wasn't flashy or elaborate. He brought Sarah to the same spot under the tree where they'd first shared their feelings. He handed her a small wooden box he had carved himself. Inside was a simple silver ring. "Sarah," he said, "I don't have much, but what I have is yours. I promise to stand by you, to dream with you, and to build a life we can both be proud of. Will you marry me?" Sarah didn't hesitate. "Yes, Daniel, 1,000 times yes." Sarah and Daniel's story is proof that love doesn't need to come with grand gestures or perfect timing. Sometimes it's about the little things, helping someone fix a bicycle, sharing a laugh at the market, or simply being there when it matters most. Their love wasn't a whirlwind, it was a steady, growing bond built on trust, kindness, and shared dreams. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, share it with someone who believes in love, and subscribe to History with Tilda for more stories that celebrate the beauty of human connection. History with Tilda, because every story deserves to be told.